This is the last thing I need, a distraction. I need to focus on getting my little girl in line, especially since Finley seems to have no concern for rules. In fact, she takes a spoon from a bowl of cookie dough and begins eating from it. "Hey," I say, taking the spoon from her. "What do you think you're doing?" Finley gives me a mischievous smile. "Having a snack with Kate, Daddy. Gosh." I glance over at Kate, who bites back a smile. Her red hair is piled on the top of her head, set in place with a pencil, and her black apron is dusted with flour. Somehow she looks exactly at home in this kitchen, which is surprising. I always hear how she is in Alaska to write a book, yet she looks so comfortable with the spatula in her hand. In fact, she looks really fucking hot. I feel frazzled being in this kitchen. I shouldn't be here, and neither should Finley. "You, Missy, ran off without permission," I say, turning my attention to my daughter, refusing to let my little girl's upturned nose and spattering of freckles deter my lecture. "I told you this was the last time. No ice cream this afternoon, understood?" Finley jumps from the counter, crossing her arms. "That's not fair." Ignoring her protest, I tell her to wash up in the bathroom, and thankfully with a huff she obeys. I look over at Kate. She's twisting her lips like she has something on her mind. "There's something you want to say?" I ask. "Because you shouldn't have let her back here without telling me. I was worried sick." She lifts her eyebrows. "Oh, this is my fault?" "Oh, I didn't mean—" "Look," Kate says, taking a cookie and breaking it in two. She hands me half and takes a bite. "She told me she asked you if she could hang out while you finished up work." "And?" I ask. "I know women well enough to know you have a few more thoughts on the matter." She snorts. "If you must know, the consequence of no ice cream this afternoon is pretty lame." I scowl. "What do you know about parenting?" "I know enough from helping with my nieces and nephews, from babysitting for like a decade, to know that if she really ran down here without permission, she doesn't seem to understand boundaries. That's scary, Weston." I see the concern in her eyes, and her words don't carry any judgment, even if she thinks it. Kate isn't vindictive. She's making cookies with my little girl, for heaven's sake. Even if she is young, the woman has more motherly instincts in her left pinky than most of the women in this damn valley combined. Not that I've been looking for a mother for Finn, but I've gone through enough babysitters to know it takes someone special to spend a day with my little girl and not want to pull their hair out by the end of it. A thought comes to me. Then why don't you spend more time with her? I take a bite of the cookie she offered. Damn, it's as good as it smells. I wonder if Kate tastes just as good. Shit, I pushed that thought away. "You think you can teach her some boundaries? She seems to listen to you." "You're the parent, not me," she says, setting her hand on my arm. I feel a spark at her touch, and our eyes meet. And she quickly pulls her hand back and glances away, returning to her baking. She gives a small shrug. "I didn't mean to insinuate I could do a better job. You're a good dad, Weston." For a moment, the kitchen goes quiet. I've never spent much time with Kate. She's always quiet, shy. But here in this kitchen, it's like she's more relaxed. I like this side of her. The woman is beautiful, but she doesn't seem to know it. I've never had a thing for redheads, but the color, a dark shade of auburn, fits her perfectly. She always has it up in a bun or a ponytail, but I can't help wondering what it would look like down, draped over her bare shoulders, across her milky skin as she... "Weston?" Kate is looking at me expectantly like she asked a question. Shit. I clear my throat. "I could use the help," I admit, rubbing the back of my neck and trying to stay focused on why I came in here. Finley. "Look," Kate adds with a small sigh. "If she wants to stay and help me clean up this mess, then that is fine by me. But I don't want to step on any toes." "You wouldn't be." I hold her gaze, probably longer than I should, but there's something about the blue of her eyes that has me mesmerized. She's not just pretty, there's also a sweetness to her, edged with a strength that's hidden under her shyness. She's the opposite of Heidi, who was always wanting to be the center of attention, finding her confidence in the way others saw her. She'd been beautiful and full of life, and even though she wasn't my mate, I'd let myself fall hard for her. And then I'd lost her. The day that should have been the happiest of my life had turned into heartbreak. Holding my newborn...